going into 2021, we see above average GDP growth, despite maybe there's a bit of a slowdown in the Q4 caused by the lockdown we have seen in Europe. But more importantly, this earnings recovery we have seen in the third quarter will continue in the fourth quarter and then become very, very visible going into 2021. Yields will stay range-bound. The Fed has to do more. There's a fiscal deficit of 24% in the U.S., so the Fed definitely has to print a lot of money, keeps these interest rates low, and that's really sort of enhancing this case for higher valuation on the equity side. And then finally, we will get more stimulus. I think independent of who's getting elected tomorrow, if it's Trump, if it's Biden, we will get more U.S. fiscal stimulus. And that basically will carry on this recovery and carry on this earnings recovery. So we think you want to be positioned in equities. Now, the ride over the next couple of weeks can be volatile, but volatility also creates opportunities. And so if you see dips, we're definitely willing to buy these dips.
Okay, Adrian, I mean, the contrarian argument to that would be two things here. If the COVID cases continue to spike near record levels on a daily basis in the U.S., that would create real problems for the economic trajectory you're talking about. And two, that sure, you may get stimulus in any scenario under this election, but it could take some time if you look at how long it would take for a new administration to get in and for new lawmakers on Capitol Hill if that becomes the case. Do either of those scenarios worry you?
Well, it's definitely fair observations, and so we are not overly optimistic and super long equities. We're sort of building up this position. I think what we basically can see is the lockdowns, and there's even a possibility of a U.S. lockdown going forward. As you mentioned, cases are spiking. At the moment, with the Trump administration, there seems to be very little political incentives and willingness to do so. But the Biden administration could definitely go and tilt more into these directions. And so a vaccine is definitely very, very important also for our view. We will get more news over the next couple of weeks. We think latest in the second quarter next year, there's a sort of a widely available vaccine for most of the people, particularly in the U.S., but also in Europe and in large part in Asia.